How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Tressa's Collectibles gameplay video. My name is Mike, and joining me today, as always, is
Randall, aka Shizukatz. How's it going, everybody?
Coming at you guys with Game 2 of our 7 Deadly Sins Volume 2 content block. This time around, we're going to be featuring two new decks. On my end, I'm actually going to be playing another level 0 Climax combo in the new Elaine Brainstorm. This is a very unique Brainstorm. So what she does is, she has a Brainstorm effect, but instead of the traditional pay one stock and rest herself, I actually need to send one of my other characters on stage to the waiting room on top of resting herself in order to Brainstorm 4 and then being able to top check 3 and add 1 of anything per Climax hit. Her Climax combo with the standby allows me to... It's a very simple effect. If I have another character on board, I can salvage this 2/2 hand encore from my waiting room back to my hand. And the idea of this is to be able to use the ability that we now that we have more than 4 standbys. We're actually playing 6 standby, and then we're going to be standbying out the 3/2 Meliodas anti-burner from set 1. So we're playing a split 4/2/2 line, trying to get the Meliodas onto the board at level 2 and have many of them online. So have big hex-proof anti-burn bodies on the board.
Oh, don't forget the counter, right?
And the new counter from set 2, specifically designed to support the old Meliodas. The 2/1 Elizabeth counter is a 2/5 counter. And then when I use her effect, I can discard a Britannia character, and then I choose one of my, specifically this 3/2 Meliodas in battle, and then he gets the effect where the character across from him gets -2 souls. So if you can't burn, and you can't target him, and he's gigantic, and if you're not dealing any damage, ideally, that's theoretically the way that this deck wins the game.
Yeah, so the deck that I'm going to be playing is, while it looks like it's an old build, using combos from the first set, being the 2/1 Gilthunder and 3/2 Hendrickson, this is actually a Holy Knights deck, and it runs a lot of new support from the second set, most notably our mid-game, being the Gilthunder and Howzer Double Early play package. So we're going to try to use this to disrupt the opponent's board while also maybe building ourselves some resources or pushing extra damage going into our late game.
So this is a very interesting matchup. We've in our testing, we've actually played this particular matchup a couple times already. Randall's ability to early play the Holy Knights and being able to selectively balance my characters means that he can actually have a lot of counterplay against my standby out Meliodas and Elizabeth support board. Because while the 2/1 Elizabeth gives my 3/2 Meliodas hexproof, she herself does not have hexproof. So he has the ability to balance my 2/1 support and then continue on his way to activating his burn effects on me. So very dynamic matchup. This standby deck in particular too is just like it's super weird. So hopefully I can do justice for it. And we'll see how this goes. It can get quite crazy.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Elaine Brainstorm gives a really interesting dynamic to the deck because it adds another element of decision making that can kind of contribute to skill expression. You're not just like paying 1 stock like you would for a normal Brainstorm. You have to specifically choose what card you're going to be sacrificing. And with many interactions in this deck with like on death abilities that can be procced by sacrificing cards, with the Elaine Brainstorm, it opens up a lot of very interesting lines of play.
There you are. All right, you're going first.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, I'm going to start by discarding 3.
I'll discard 3 as well.
Okay. All right. And while the King level 1 is not a Holy Knight card, we do have some non-Holy Knight characters just to kind of up the consistency. It doesn't have to be an entirely Holy Knight deck, but there are some payoffs in the deck for running a lot of Holy Knights in the deck. Let's draw for turn. And I'm going to start by clocking this Climax. Draw 2. And then we're going to open with our boy Gilthunder. On play, reveal top card of the deck. If it's a Britannia character, we can marker it to make him 3,500, and he is a chaser.
Y'all know what it is. One of the best cards from set 1.
Yeah, and then we'll support him with the Howzer that gives him front 500. So we will go for a direct attack for 2.
Okay, 1, 2. 2's good. Oh, those are cards I want to see in my hand. Draw for turn. Okay, let's clock this 3/2 Elizabeth to draw 2. Alright. This is kind of getting somewhere. Alright, so the most important thing I have to do is I have to find a copy of the Brainstorm. Nothing else starts if I don't have a copy of the Brainstorm, so hopefully we can get there and just rip it off the top. So I'm going to play the Elaine. This is actually a set 1 card as well. On play, she has 2 effects in any order of my choosing. I'm going to choose the one where on play, reveal top.
Oh my god.
We add, if it's a Britannia, we add it to hand and discard a card. And then second effect, I can discard a Britannia character to draw one.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that was just incredible.
Okay, but is it time for turn 1 Brainstorm?
I am not sure. let me. So I do have a standby target here. Oh boy. I think to help with my decision making, I'm going to be playing the King level 0 Climax Swapper and looking at the top 2 cards of my deck, and this will help me decide if I want to Brainstorm or not, given that this is what I see. I think I'm going to not Brainstorm this turn.
Okay, 2 clean.
However, actually, let me see what I want to trigger. This is pretty important.
So this sounds like an attack once angle.
Yeah. So here we go with kind of like the different line of thinking. Normally, you want to attack, multiple times so you have stock to generate to Brainstorm with. But given that my Brainstormer actually eats bodies, if I attack with both characters and they die, I actually lose the ability to use one of these as a Brainstorm. So that coupled with the fact that I actually want to take this game rather slowly to try to build up my resources, I'm going to save the Elaine and just swing with the King. So I'm going to go into attack, and I'll side here for 2.
Take 2.
Okay, your go.
Alright, stand and draw. I'm going to clock the Gilthunder level 3. Draw 2. Ooh. That's a pretty nice draw. Alright, let's see. Now the question is how many times am I willing to attack this turn? So, it seems to me like he doesn't have a standby in his hand, because if he did, he could have played it to put that 1/1 bond onto the board. That being said, because the Elaine Brainstorm is a top check 3 Brainstorm, it could add climaxes so that he could play it next turn. If I hit him to level 1, that potentially allows him to play the 2/2, which I am not sure if I'm totally ready to deal with yet. We'll start our plays off with a drop search, though.
Okay.
So I'm going to use his effect, pay 1, discard a card, and search my deck for any Britannia character and add it to hand. And the card I'm going to grab is actually going to be a way to generate more bodies on the next turn, which is the level 0 Hendrickson.
And then the drop searcher from the new set actually has a second effect too, right?
On play, when I reveal the top card of my deck on play, if it's a Britannia character, I can give 1k anywhere. So we'll go ahead and give 1k to himself.
And that importantly also helps you kind of decide, if you want what attack order, where you want to front and direct.
Exactly, yeah. I think, given that I know that there's a trigger on top, I would want to attack Gilthunder into Hendrickson, so that if you cancel one of the attacks, you're left at 0-5. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'll front here, 4-2.
Okay, 1, 2. 2's good.
And then we will direct here, 4-2.
And if I cancel this, I'm at 0-5. But I do take it, and I level.
Okay.
Alright, what am I clocking? I'm not clocking a red card next turn, so I'll need to level red here. And I think I have enough Brainstorms if I wanted to just grab a bunch of Brainstorms anyway, so... let's stay like this. Okay, we'll level the Brainstorm.
Okay.
Draw for turn. Okay, clock the 3/2 Meliodas. Draw 2. Okay. Alright. Before we do anything, let's play the Elaine, level 1. So this is one of the cards that has the on-play and on-death effects. Both of her effects are actually on-play and on-death, where I can top check the top card of my deck and either leave it there or mill it, and also pay 2 salvage. So I'll activate the on-play top check and leave it there.
Sounds like a Brainstorm hit.
And it will be a Brainstorm hit. Activate Brainstorm. So again, rest herself, sack one of my characters. This is why we save the Elaine back row. Brainstorm. And then per every Climax hit, I can top check 3, add 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Grab that. And discard these.
Okay.
Okay, next. Let's see, that's 2, 5, and 4, right? Let's see, how do we kill those? Kind of difficult. Not gonna lie. That Gilthunder... I think Gilthunder's probably just living, so... Alright. Yeah, okay. Next. I'll play the Elizabeth backup plan from set 1. On play, I can give one of my characters 1,000, so I'll give it to the Elaine, and then I'm going to activate her second effect, pay 1, sacrifice herself, and top check 4, add 1. There's a lot of cards I'm looking for here. That's not actually one of them. But maybe this can get me the card I actually want. So I'll play her. On play, reveal top. That's what I want. So I'll add that and discard this 2/2. And then I can discard a card to draw 1. Or discard a Britannia, draw 1. Alright. Okay. Next, I'll play the Meliodas. Discarding the 2/1 to reveal top and salvage level X or lower. And this time I'll salvage another Brainstorm.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate Brainstorm, and I'll kill the Elaine.
Sure.
Actually, let's see. Yeah, I'll kill the Elaine. To Brainstorm. Whiff, and that's fine. Okay, so I'm actually going to attack twice here.
Okay.
Or maybe even once. I'm okay with taking this even slower.
That's slow, huh?
Actually, if I stand by, then Gilthunder can run. So I guess we won't do that. All right, stand by. So I should have 3 in here. Yeah. So I'm going to stand by out the 2/2, and then I'm going to activate Climax combo. Each of them get to salvage 1 copy of the 2/2.
Yeah, so those can be used in various ways. You can use them as discard for Encore. You can convert them into other cards with the Arisu or the Arisu Elaine or the Meliodas that you just played. There's a lot of ways to use that card.
All right. Any action on Gilthunder?
Huh. I do actually have the option to run away. I'll chill.
Okay. Front with Elaine for 2.
1, 2. Take 2.
All right. So now that we can't no longer lock him here, let's side for standby. I do have another one.
Bro. Alright.
And I'm going to activate Elaine's on death. And top check first. I'll leave it there, and I'm going to activate her pay 2 salvage. To grab myself, let's see, how many times am I casting next turn? An okay amount. I'll grab myself in a lane. Okay, so this swing is side for 2.
Okay. 1, 2. Cancel.
Okay.
Alright.
Here we go.
Stand and draw. Let's... Okay. We got some tough decisions to make here, I think. Let me think about how much damage I'm trying to do, how I'm trying to arrange my board. Let's see. So if I clock this, I draw 2, so I go to 8. I play 3, so I go to 5. I play Climax, I go to 4. I'm okay with clocking this. We'll clock this, and then I'm going to level the Gilthunder. Draw 2. Okay, let's see.
So I do want to quickly bring up a line that might have happened, where I front into his Gilthunder with a Meliodas to try to leave an empty lane. The problem is that my 2/2s get 2000 power per every one of my other front row, so even if I left an empty lane, these become 8k, and Gilthunder can very easily skill over 8k. So I don't think I can prevent him from getting a Gilthunder reverse either way.
Right. Alright, I'm going to start by brainstorming. So, for each Climax hit, I get to salvage any character? Yeah, any character.
Yeah.
We're going to grab the 1/0 that we just saw.
Yeah, it's new support for the 2-1 Gilthunder combo in set 2.
Yeah, so this card would allow me to rest himself to give one of my 2/1 Gilthunders 1500 power cross turn, and also on play can search for the Gilthunder by discarding a card. That being said, I already have him. Actually, do I want this? I think I might actually want this.
Yeah, you want to be able to kill 2 things, right? Instead of 1 thing. Maybe you can contest the one of the 2/2s, maybe? Can you get there?
Let's see. So if I play this, so this is also a global 500, so it would be 500. Is that even enough? Actually, I don't think either of these is enough to contest 2.
Or maybe just grab something else then?
Maybe. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I think... Cards in?
5.
Okay. I think we'll actually grab... Let's see. That gives 1,000. That gives... Can we get there? No, I think we're just going to set up for later in the game. And then I will settle for just killing your middle.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, so I'll grab the level 3 Howzer.
Okay.
I'm going to play the level 0 Hendrickson, which on play reveals the top card of my deck. And it's a trigger, so that means I know that I can side. And then with 4 more early play condition, I'll early play my Gilthunder. Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Is there anything else I want to do? Technically, I could use the Howzer ability here in the back row.
How many cards do you have in your hand?
I have 6 right now. So if I play the Climax, I would go down to 5. Yeah, I could use Howzer here. So I'll use Howzer, and I'm actually going to discard this StockSoul because I have 2 of them. We can grab something else.
Maybe something that you can just park in the back row, right? Yeah.
Maybe I could hit my counter. Alright, so I'm going to grab the Gilthunder after all, just so I could have the cross turn buff. Make my Gilthunder 9k cross turn. And then I will play the StockSoul. This is a level 1 or lower StockSoul, so I'm going to stock... I'm going to stock the Gilthunder. And then, let's see. So we want to side attack first, because we can make use of this soul trigger.
Yeah,
so
2+1.
I'll side with the Gilthunder, and I'm going to re-grab a StockSoul.
Okay. Guess so.
Yeah, since you left that card on top of the deck when you sacrificed the Elaine, it was pretty clear that that was a Climax. Yeah. All right, let's go with the Gilthunder next. So we're going to front for 3. I'm not going to salvage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3's good.
Okay, and then with the Climax combo, I can sack the Climax on reverse to look it up to 4, add up to 4. Howzer, Bond, Howzer, Howzer.
That's a lot of Howzers.
So I add all these Howzers to my hand.
Okay.
And then, I think in the interest of not taking as much damage, since I just triggered 2 Climaxes, I'm going to side with the Hendrickson. And this deck does run quite a few soul triggers, so maybe we'll still be able to deal some damage here. For 1.
Yep, there it is. 1's good.
Okay.
Okay. Middle is reversed. Side stand, draw for turn. This presents a pretty good opportunity for me to clock, to go to level 2. I do like that.
Oh, I need to discard 2 cards, actually.
Sure.
Let's discard a Howzer level 3 and a Margaret.
Alright. I think I like what I see. So I'm going to clock.
Okay. How many Climaxes are going to be going back?
Draw 2. I'm going back with 6 missing 2 Climax combos.
Okay.
Clocking the 2/2 here so I can get in the waiting room. It's just more fodder for me to salvage when I play my Climax.
Right.
There you go. Okay, refresh point. Level. Right, I think at this point we can safely level a yellow now. The question is, do I want the drop search or the discard? And I think I'll go with this. Might need the drop search.
Okay.
All right, now let's think about things. Ideally, this turn, if we can just sack into getting like maybe 2 Meliodas on the board, that would be pretty nice. Let's think. I think first I'm going to play the Elaine. I'll play reveal top. Add, and I'll discard the 2/2. The second effect I will not use. I think I want to keep these cards in my hand. And next I'll go into a Brainstorm, sacrificing the Elaine. Hit 1, top check up to 3, add 1. Alright, so there's only 1 Meliodas in here, so ideally I want to try to find another. Here's what I milled. I'll grab that and toss these. Alright, that 3/2 Elaine gives me like a pretty decent standby target for the time being. I could stand by here. Allows me to contest his Hendrickson, and then if I trigger another standby, I can standby out the Meliodas here. So that sounds like a good plan. Do I want to do anything else here? If I just play the Climax, I'm just going to be overhand, but I guess that's not really a bad thing. We might as well then play the Meliodas. Discard Elaine to reveal top. Salvage a level 3 or lower. That's interesting. I'll salvage 2/1 Elizabeth support. That card is not something I want to see on the top of my deck. Alright, we're going to do a bit of extra stuff here. I'm going to Brainstorm. Because I don't want to see that in my stock, I want as many copies as possible available to me. And then I'll need to play another card to contest his Hendrickson. So I'll go with an Elaine, reveal top, add the Meliodas, discard. I think I'm gonna discard the Meliodas. Okay. And now we'll go into attack. We'll play standby. Activate Climax combo. I'll salvage a 2/2 per copy of the Elaine I have. And then I'm going to stand by here. And grab and play the 3/2.
Sure.
So the 3/2 is a on-play heal. I can also pay 2, rest herself, heal, and then it's a front 2, 1,000 assist. Okay. Front attack, 3/5.
Yep.
For choice, and I'll choice. I'll choice the Elizabeth to stock.
Okay. Take 1.
Okay. And then front here for 2.
1, 2. Take 2. There's that backup I wanted, but it wouldn't have actually mattered because your
12K.
bond is 12k. Yeah.
And then front for 2.
1, 2.
Okay.
All right. Stand and draw. Let's see. I have. Okay.
Yeah. So on that turn, I was ideally hoping to trigger a standby, but unfortunately, it did not happen.
All right. I'm going to not clock.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We'll start with the bond level 0. We will look at the top card of our deck. Yeah, this is fine, I think. I'm going to move the Gilthunder up, play a Howzer, and then with 4 more early play condition again, we will play another Gilthunder back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to use Deldry's effect by resting any Holy Knight character. I can swap the bottom card of my clock with a Holy Knight from my waiting room. So I will put the Gilthunder at the bottom of my clock to set up the early play condition for next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the early play condition, but I set him up for the double early play because he gets called out of the waiting room. Okay. Now I will go into Climax phase. I do have the option to use the Grimoire alarm, which is draw 1, discard 1, but I'm going to choose not to.
Okay.
And I'm going to play a StockSoul, which I got last turn. We will stock the Gilthunder once again.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to stock this King, because this is not a Holy Knight character.
Sure.
So we'll try that. And then we will go to attack phase. So with 5 cards in deck, I could attack with Gilthunder here and then just guarantee 4 grabs off the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because I saw a Soul Trigger on top, I'm going to side with this Spawn, and it's going to be for 1.
Okay, that's good.
And then once I attack with the Gilthunder and use his effect, I will grab the bottom 3 cards and it will put me up to 7 hand.
Perfect.
So I will front here for 2.
Okay. 2's good.
And then I'll use the Climax combo, sack this, and I'll grab all 3 of these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just double check.
Back 6.
Yeah, back 6.
Mm-hmm.
2 Pants and 4 StockSouls.
Yep.
And me personally, I want to check how many Gilthunders are going back. 3 Gilthunder level 3s are going back. So there's the 1 in clock, and then the other 3 are in my deck.
Okay.
And refresh point. All right. And then with this attack, you're out how many?
I am out 2. Yeah, 2.
2.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a choice in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have another standby in your hand, I believe, still. We'll go for the front, just because I feel like in this particular matchup against that deck, you want to really put them on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we will front for 2.
Okay. 2's good.
All right.
All right. Stand and draw. Alrighty, what are we doing? It's a bit weird, but I think I might do some really shenanigan-y plays here.
Mm-hmm.
So no clock. What I'm currently thinking, I'll explain it to you guys here. I'm currently thinking of paying 2 to heal with Elaine, and then playing the 2-1 Elizabeth, and then playing a standby over the Elaine to summon the Meliodas, which is what I should have honestly done last turn. I kind of had a mind lapse where I wanted to stand by out the Elaine so I could kill his level 0, but I really should have just stood by out the Meliodas and not cared about his level 0 in the first place. But, you know, what can you do? So...
Well, last turn you didn't have any stock to play anything during the main phase.
No, in terms of like just playing a standby and standbying out the 3/2 Meliodas instead of the Elaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I
played
standby.
You wanted to play the 2/1 DN this turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. Let me think. Alternatively, this is like a really... I don't know if dumb line, but it's a line. I play a 2/1, play standby, play over the bond, and then salvage the bond. This doesn't seem like it's what winning plays here. If I play the Meliodas just to discard the bond, I don't really think that does anything, and I don't want to disturb my deck state at all. I don't have my king here either, so I can't rearrange the top two to double check. I can play the Elizabeth. Okay, what I think I'm going to do, because I'm going to forsake the heal, I think. This is a very difficult decision. Okay, I'm going to play the 2/1. Does this make any sense to forsake the heal? Does this make any sense? No, healing 1 and then getting a climax back is too important. I'm gonna heal.
Okay.
Yeah. Heal 1. Okay. So I'll play standby. And I don't actually have a 2/1 bond, 2/2 bond to salvage anymore.
Okay, hand size?
5.
Okay.
Unless I attack twice and bring out the Meliodas in the front row. Which I could. Is attacking twice ever the play? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna move. This is actually no, it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, it depends what you want to kill.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, this is too much brain power.
Oh, or you just stand by to middle. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna do that.
Sure.
Just live with the play I make. Okay, alright. Okay. Direct here?
Yep.
For 2.
Take 2. Level blue. I don't need a level blue yet, do I? Oh, yeah, I do for Howzer. Duh. Yeah, we'll level... I'm gonna level the Hendrickson, actually.
Sure. Ready. Front. For 2.
Take 2.
And I'll side here, given that the bond is really of no threat, and I ideally don't want to have him have the ability to mill more cards to his raid room to get more Hendricksons into his raid room, so I'll side.
I agree.
For 3.
1, 2. Hello?
Oh, wow. Alrighty, your go.
Alright, stand and draw. I don't think I'm going to have to do too much milling through this deck then if I have a lot of Climaxes left. I do still want to get a second Hendrix in there, or a second Gilthunder in there somewhere. So I'm going to start with a Brainstorm. Hit 1. That's not Gilthunder, but we do salvage 2. Let's see. I'm going to grab the Dreyfus level 3.
Okay.
And the counter. Alright, how do I want to approach the board now? Let's see. I think I just want to start trying to get big. So what I'll do is I'm going to rest Howzer for the Brainstorm's effect to swap this out with the 1/1. So this sets up the early play condition.
Yeah.
And then we do have one Gilthunder level 3 in the waiting room, so I'm going to double early play this.
On play, pay 1, summon the Gilthunder.
Summon Gil, yeah. Okay, so these two cards gain additional benefits while they're both on the field. So the Howzer becomes 10k and gains the effect where on attack I can discard a Holy Knight to bounce one of my opponent's characters. And the Gilthunder gains 1500 to go to 11.5 and gains the ability where when he direct attacks, I can stock a character from my waiting room. Let's see. What do we want to do next? I think we will... I'm going to use Howzer's effect next. And I'm going to sack him and discard an extra Brainstorm in my hand to get back my anti-change counter. Just to help defend my board more, and then to make them even bigger, we'll play Griamore 1/1, which is a level assist.
Yeah.
Alright, so now I have 8 hands, so I can discard 1 for Howzer, and then still have 7. Alright. I don't particularly care about killing that Bond. I would rather both of these have the benefit of the level assist. So we'll go to attacks. I'm going to start with the Howzer. I'm going to declare front, discarding an extra Brainstorm to bounce this 2/2 Bond. And this is going to be for 2, 3, and I'm going to take this opportunity to salvage a Pants.
Cool. Cancel.
All right. Let's attack with the Gilthunder next. I'm going to use... So he has 2 on-attack abilities. The first one is because he's direct attacking, I could stock 1 from waiting room, but first I'm going to activate his other ability where I mill 1, and if it's a Holy Knight character, which it is, I can pay 2 to burn 2.
Okay.
So I will pay these Climaxes out, and then burn 2.
Perfect. Cancel.
And then after that, I will stock from waiting room. We will stock... I'm going to put this king back. And this is going to be for 3. 5.
Whoa. Cancel.
Yep. And then lastly, we will just front with the Bond for 1. 3.
Oh my god, cancel.
Okay.
Going back 7. That definitely was a turn.
That was definitely a turn. But at least I hit the mill where it counted. Otherwise, I would have 4 Climaxes in my stock. That would be very bad.
Yeah.
Alright. I am going to use the Bond effect, though, given that I just triggered all my Climaxes. So, okay, let's look at 1, look at 2. I'll stop there and not be too greedy. I'll take the Gilthunder, and I'm going to discard a Howzer. And then for hand size, I'm going to discard... For hand size, I will discard... This is a tough choice. I'll discard Dreyfus.
Okay. Elaine Brainstorm sent to waiting room, stand, and draw. No clock. Okay. So I'm looking at 11-5 and 13 respectively, backed up by a 2-5 counter. So that's going to be 15-5 and 14. Climax is in waiting room?
There are, I believe, 4.
4. Okay.
Three pants and a StockSoul.
4. So he should have 1 left in deck. He has 2 StockSouls in stock, and he salvaged his Hendrickson Climax combo. Okay, I think no matter what, our first play here is always going to be to get back the Brainstormer. So that's why we saved our level 0 Meliodas on play. We can discard a card, reveal top, and salvage a level 3 or lower to grab the Brainstorm back.
Okay.
And then we'll Brainstorm using the Meliodas as fodder. Actually, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Yeah, we'll do that. Brainstorm?
Yeah.
So I had the option of playing the Elaine to grab it, but I think I want to stand by it. So we'll mill it. Top check 3, add 1 before hitting 1. 1, 2, 3. And I'll grab that. Discard these. It's time to throw Meliodas up in the front row. So this is only 10, so unfortunately you can't contest them. The Meliodas also does need a bit of extra help if I want to contest that as well. So in hindsight, I probably actually should have brainstormed with the Bond. That was probably the correct play, because if I attack with the Meliodas, he can actually give 500 to my 3-2, which would put it over counter range.
Right.
So that's something that I failed to think about. But what can we do? Since we're having to play another character anyways, let's go with the Elaine now. On player field top, add Sense of Britannia and discard. And then I'll activate her second effect too to discard a Britannia character to draw 1. Okay, that's interesting. There is a line where I go for double Elizabeth support and prevent him from really messing up my board. I'm not sure if that's correct. I honestly don't know. But I think I'm going to go for it. Am I going to go for it? Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Okay. I will drop search. Pay 1, discard to search my deck for the 2-1.
Pretty wild line.
This is definitely a line of all time. I'm really not sure if what I'm doing is correct, but I'm going to try it. Okay, and then I'll play over the Brainstorm for the Elizabeth. What I'm actually going to do. So this will be 15, I believe.
That
11, right. 13, 14, 15 to your 11-5.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And this is 13. Okay, I'm going to standby.
Bring out the 3/2 Elaine again.
No, it's not here.
Oh.
Bring out another Meliodas.
Oh, you meant this is 13. Okay.
Yeah, that's 13.
Yeah.
Okay, given that this is the lane that's going to crash and burn, we'll front here first.
Sure.
For 2.
Cancel.
Okay. Then we'll front, standby. But unfortunately, I don't have another Meliodas to standby out. So what is a card that would matter? I think just in the interest of not letting him get like free sides and stuff, I'll just stand out at level 3. So this is for 3.
Take. Level up on.
And cards in deck?
2.
2. You're canceling. Sure. Dark for 3. Did you just cancel the first pack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm crazy. Alrighty.
Okay, so 5 back.
There you are.
Point. For 3.
Yeah.
Cancel. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a 1/1 in here either.
Alright. There's not really much to do other than try to kill you right now. So, we'll start with 1 Hendrickson. This can look up to 3 on play. 1, 2, 3. Take this one. Play the second one. Look at 1, 2, look at 3. Take this one. Alright, so what are your powers right now?
Base 15.
Okay. So the highest we could get is not big enough, right? We could get up to like 13.5. It's like
11, 12, 5, 13, 5. Yeah. Looks like 13, 5.
all right. So we're just gonna try to go for some swings. And so the anti-burn is only on the Meliodas lane, so we can still burn with our Hendricksons.
Yeah.
Let's go. So we'll start with the front attack with the Gilthunder. Mandatory mill 1 on attack, so we mill 1. And this is going to be for 3.
Okay.
Will it be for 1?
I will make it 1, so I'll activate the Elizabeth counter. By discarding a Britannia, I'll give the character across the battling 3/2 Meliodas -2 sil. So this is swinging for 1. It did not matter.
Okay.
That's really bad for me.
All right, so we will front attack here, pay 1, discard 2. We'll discard the boys.
Okay.
So I look at the top card of your deck. I can either leave it on top or send it to waiting room. We'll leave it there, and then burn 4.
Okay, burn 4. 4's good. Level.
And then this is going to be a swing for 4.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, how many climaxes are you out?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5? Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So we will side attack here into his level 2. Pay 1. Discard. We don't have enough stock for these anyway, so we'll discard that and a Brainstorm. And we'll rip it off. And then this is burn 4. And then for 1.
That's it. I have no more.
Okay.
Oh, that ping 1 into the swing for 4 was lethal. Very lethal.
That was crazy, yeah.
Whew. Alright.
This is definitely not an even remotely straightforward.
I gotta tell you guys, I misplayed quite a bit. I think the biggest misplay I made was just not standing out the Meliodas. The first turn I got to level 2, that was a very big oversight on my end. I probably also needed to look a bit more aggressively for the 1/1 anti-level, which is where is it? It's this one?
Yeah, that bomb gives this deck a really hard time.
Yeah, and then I think those were like the 2 major game plan oversights. In terms of execution, I'll be straight with you guys. I'm still learning how to play this deck. This deck is really mind-boggling to me. But at the very least, I hope this can kind of showcase the potential of this deck. I think the deck can very easily, starting at level 2, go into multiple Meliodas and then with a Elizabeth back row. And I think normally decks probably wouldn't be able to interact with this all that much. The Holy Knight's early play combo just coincidentally allows him to bounce my guys, which allows him to account the Elizabeth. But I feel like if you consider normal circumstances against like most decks burn, right? But most decks also right now aren't running like on-play bouncers. So if you can establish the Meliodas up early at level 2, I think you can really try to get an edge there.
Yeah. So as far as the deck that I played, the way that I'm trying to play the deck is actually to develop 2 pairs of early plays at level 2 if possible. The big reason for this is that if one of them gets removed from the board by like a removal bomb or something like that, then the other one just loses all the power and kind of becomes a sitting duck. But if you're able to develop 2 pairs on the board at the same time, you can sort of do a board like this, right? Where even if one of them gets removed, you still have the other copies on the board to give it power. And then you're also able to have a really big front row board so that ideally your opponent has to like crash in a bunch of chumps on the next turn. You're able to promote a Gilthunder that you had sitting in the back row to the front row. You get a bunch of extra stock that way. So this deck really wants to play an extended level 2 game while also being able to potentially disrupt the opponent's level 2 game. So against certain matchups, it can give them a really hard time.
Yeah, if you think about things like traditional 1k1 decks, the bounce probably doesn't matter too much, but at the same time, you'll probably be able to get a lot of free directs to generate extra stock and those kind of like discounted burn 2s.
Yeah.
But against decks like Standby, like against this matchup and like Quinch, for example, if they standby out, these valuable 3-2 assists or big beaters they want to keep on the board, the Howzer being able to just discard a card to bounce them back to hand is Howzer. The Howzer being able to discard a card to bounce them back to hand just really ruins the Standby deck's kind of normal game plan.
Right.
Which I think can be really, really, really powerful, especially in the current meta.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think also that in that particular game, we got to showcase... so in a sense, when you have the Howzer discard to bounce into Gilthunder, it's kind of like a 1 hand to 1 stock conversion sort of thing, right?
Yes.
But in that case, I just had over at max hand size.
So it's free anyway.
So it's just free, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that will just happen given the nature of the Gilthunder level 1 combo, because he gets you a ton of cards, and then also because he's quite large, it's definitely possible that your opponent is just unable to answer him on the board.
Yeah.
Which would not only allow you to maintain a body that you don't have to replace on the next turn, but potentially even opens up a direct lane for a Gilthunder that you don't even have to discard to bounce one of your opponent's characters to accomplish.
Exactly.
So I definitely think that there's not so much like synergy, but like the way the deck kind of flows just kind of goes seamlessly from one level to the next.
Yeah. These 2 are probably my favorite new decks that we've come up with so far from the new set. The Holy Knights deck with the early play package, still using the old Climax combos, but you don't have to replace what's what's not broken. Don't fix what's not broken, right? If anything, all the other non-Climax combos cards from the first set of Holy Knights were just like really bad, and now we got a bunch of a lot better cards.
Yeah, I definitely think like things like the
way
Brainstorm
better.
is really cool. I'm really enjoying what the 1/1 brings to the table, both with being able to use the alarm effect, being able to potentially, like, let's say this gets put into your clock at level 1.
Yeah.
She has shift, or she. I actually don't know. I don't know the character.
Probably a guy.
I think it's a guy, maybe, but it's kid.
Yeah, kid.
The Grimoire, you can use the shift ability to put a Gilthunder into your clock instead. You saw in that game, I used the Deldry Brainstorm to accomplish that. But there's a lot of really nice tricks that you can do. Deldry being able to not only rest herself for that ability, but also rest another Holy Knight, which I did with Howzer a couple times. Definitely allows you to play flexibly in that respect as well, being able to like still use Brainstorm at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, very fun deck overall.
2 very cool decks with a lot of different lines that can be explored. So I think, if anything, even if these aren't like the go-tos, I think these will give you guys a ton of mileage a lot of replayability, and I think you guys will have a lot of fun with it. And I think these can offer you guys good starting points, and test it out, see what you think, change up some things, and let us know how you guys like these. So that does it for this game, featuring our third and fourth new decks from 7 Deadly Sins Volume 2, Revival of the Commandments. We do have one more gameplay coming up for the 7 Deadly Sins content block, featuring yet another 2 new decks. So stick around for that, don't miss it, and until next time, this has been Mike and Randall on the Tressa Collectibles channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Later.